Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is a video response to Ergo's video about YouTube getting rid of video responses. Isn't that ironic? Yes, of course it is. Anyway, I gotta say, YouTube has done it again, or they're doing it again, or they're about to do it again. Another step along the road of let's make the site more difficult to use. You know, and that's what's been going on, and I can tell you when it started. Look back in YouTube history. When Google bought YouTube, that's when the changes started to be negative. That's when things started to change in such a way as to make the site more difficult to use, in such a way as to make it more difficult to find previously unknown content, to discover videos that you'd never heard of, video makers and channels that you'd never heard of before that actually make good stuff. YouTube has been making it more difficult to do that all along, ever since Google bought them. You remember the old browse page? Those of you who've been on YouTube for a few years will probably remember that. That was a really cool page because it was split off into categories. And within those categories, you click on any one category, and what you could see there would be about the last 24 hours or so worth of uploads, recent uploads in that category. It didn't matter what they were, it didn't matter who uploaded them, whether they were a big time channel or a complete nobody uploading their first video. It was possible to find unknown content that way. As a matter of fact, when I started watching bad videos so you don't have to, that was the main way I used to find previously unknown content that was good, which I then featured on the show. One of the reasons that show doesn't happen so much anymore is because of how much more difficult YouTube has made it to find previously unknown content. And the thing with the video responses. You know, I use video responses to my own videos as a way to help organize things a little bit. Like, for example, I have a playlist called Flying with TFC, in which I make Orbiter 2010 videos. And within that playlist, I have videos of Orbiter 2010 that cover different kinds of things. For example, in my Orbiter 2010 videos, I have several Kennedy Space Center to Wide Awake International speed runs. And I figured rather than make a separate playlist for those, I put them in the Orbiter 2010 playlist because that's what they are, Orbiter 2010 videos, and I wanted all of those videos on that playlist. And so within that playlist, I decided to organize the KSC to Wide Awake speedruns by making each one a video response to the one that went before it. That way there is a logical chain of connectivity between the videos. You know, the second one is a response to the first. Third one is a response to the second. I guess if they go, well, apparently they've already decided, when that change happens, I'm going to have to see if I can possibly manage to make another playlist for those while still keeping them on the main official Orbiter 2010 Flying with TFC video playlist. I hope that can be done. I've had trouble putting a video on a playlist when it was already part of a official playlist for this series. I've had trouble doing that. I hope they make it possible to do it right. Of course, then again, YouTube has been doing this thing ever since Google bought them. The changes they've made have all been focused towards directing you toward the larger, big-time channels, the ones that make the most money, the ones that get the most views and the most advertising click-throughs. That's the ones they're trying to promote and push. So that little next to nobody channels, like mine, for example, I'm not no big-time channel. Never have been, and at the rate things are going, never will be. But, you know, that's the way it's going. One change after another, and over time I have seen the percentage of views, the views go way down. And I'm saying the percentage of views. And what I'm saying there is the percentage of subscribers that actually get to see my videos has been going lower and lower all this time. You know, like the subscription page. You remember the old subscription box? Yeah, it was buggy, and half the time it didn't work quite right, but it worked a heck of a lot better than that abomination they've got on the front page now. Oh boy. And how about the My Subscriptions page? You remember that one? You ought to. It's a fairly recent thing, because just recently they made that go away. Why make that go away? A lot of people use that as a way to watch videos by their subscriptions, and once you watched a video, it was removed from that page so that you could actually see what you hadn't watched that was new, stuff by people you've subscribed to that you hadn't watched, and there it is, you know. Anyway, it's the whole thing. It's a bad idea to do this. It's a very bad idea. It's very anti-community. But then again, Google seems to be anti-community and pro-dollars and cents more than anything else in the world. And okay, granted, YouTube needs to make money. It needs to make money. It needs to make a profit. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good idea to keep it going in a business sense. I understand that. But that needs to be balanced against making it easier to find, not harder, but easier to find unknown content. Easier, not harder, to keep track of videos by your subscriptions, and so on. And hey, while we're at it, they got this big thing going over the last year or two of making things more easy to watch and subscribe to and so on by way of mobile devices. How about make it possible for people who make videos to monetize views that occur on mobile devices? Gee, what a thought. Anyway, I could rant about this for another couple of hours, and I'm sure nobody wants to watch me do that. So, I will finally shut up and say, thanks, Ergo, for bringing this up. It's an important issue. It needs to be dealt with. YouTube needs to be convinced to change their mind, and I hope that it can happen. I'm also, unfortunately, a realist, and I will say I'm not going to hold my breath waiting for it to happen. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here. By the way, video responses are all automatically approved on my videos, always. As long as they're at least relevant in some way and not nasty, I won't remove them. Take it easy. I'm out of here.
Here's the TinFoilChef.